Well, we got that debacle out of the way. The last video you guys saw we milled this up. It was actually I'm shooting two today, so that was actually the throughout the day in between interruptions. But I was going to save this for the second floor layout because generally speaking, when you start a frame with a tape measure, you want to use the same tape measure throughout. But I'm dying to use this thing and lay a post out and see how it goes. I'm kind of excited. I really like that 10-inch hold off and the flat tape. And no, I'm not trying to sell these to you guys. I'm excited to use it. So we're going to lay this out. I've got a tape measure stretched out over the last finished wall post. We're just going to mirror image the measurements off of that onto this one. I should have been doing that throughout. It would have made things a lot faster instead of having to go and measure stuff or do it from memory from what was already up in the air. But next frame I cut, everything will be written down and drawn out better. So we're going to see how far we can get tonight, and I will time how long it takes to cut this. I get a lot of questions from you guys on how long does the joinery take, how long does each wall post take, tie beam, etc., etc. What's really hard about that question is everybody works at different rates. I'm piecemealing this, so it's taking a lot longer than it would take people who can just sit and dedicate a big block of time to it. I'm getting 2, 3, 4 hours at a time to work on it. Even my days off, I've got a lot of other stuff going on. So we're going to get after it and see how far we get. I'll let you guys know exactly how long this post took to cut. So stay tuned, and I'll see you on the other end of it. Alright, so I'm getting a lot of questions on this sharpening jig for the chisels and how it's made and all that good stuff. There's not much to this, guys. Basically all I did when I made this, I saw this on the forestry forum. There wasn't a how-to in there on how to make it, but I kind of looked at the pictures and figured it out. So what I did, I set my sharpening stone. I put these two pieces together. It's falling apart now. It sits outside all the time. But so anyhow, I put my sharpening stone on there before I drilled the hole. I got the factory bevel of my chisel. All right, and I lined it up where I wanted it to be. And then all I did was I put a mark down here where the bottom of this chisel has to rest. On the socket of the chisel, and then I drilled my hole so that the bottom of the hole lined up with the bottom of that mark. That's all I did. And then I just made a stop. I kind of fine-tuned it. I made a stop where the chisel, where the stone needed to sit, so that the the chisel to have the right angle every time. Now it's not a perfect, it may not be a perfect way to sharpen, but it's a phenomenal way to touch a chisel up. And the, almost out of that. Come on. Squeeze the last bit out there. Almost feel dirty doing that. But anyhow, all you do, it slides in the hole. Socket of your chisel rests against right here. And all you do, just work it back and forth. You don't need a ton of pressure. And if you do this every little bit, you know, you're going to keep a really good edge on your chisel. Now, if you go to swing too wide, you're gonna, help me out, guys. If you go too wide, you're gonna kind of round off your, the bevel on your chisel a little bit, but just short strokes. And if you're worried about your stone wearing out, just move it back and forth here and there. But that's about the easiest way I found to sharpen the chisels and keep the same bevel on it. A lot of them I do by hand, but sometimes with these larger chisels it's a little bit harder to hold them where you need to hold them. And once in a while too, when you're sharpening like this, you know, just turn your stone around. That way you're kind of even it, or wearing the stone even, because as you sharpen things, you do lose the flatness on your stone. Once in a while what I'll do is, because my table saw doesn't get used as much as it should be, I'll just take and hit the top of my table saw to clean it up with this, and it seems to keep the stone good and flat. But then a few swipes with that, and then hit the bottom quick, get rid of any burr you have. It doesn't leave you a mirror finish, but it's pretty close. And it works really well. If you could put an edge sharp enough to shave with on your chisel, you should be able to, we gotta go a little more, but I can get a bevel on this sharp enough to shave with, and that's what I'm looking for in my chisels. I don't do a micro bevel or anything like that. I haven't found where it's necessary. A lot of people like it. They say it will hold the edge longer. I've just never done that with any of mine. But like I said, you get the idea. That's all it is. It's real simple to make. Just 2 boards at 90 degrees. Set your stone on there. Get a mark where the bottom of this hole has to be, and away you go. I think this took me 10 minutes to make. Nothing to it. Alright guys, that's about it for me tonight. It's about 1 a.m. Time for me to go to bed. So far I figured it out. Total time we have into where we're at right now is about 3 hours, give or take a few minutes. Tenon's done for this. All the girt mortises and housings are done. All we have left to do, it's all cut to length also. All we have left to do now is tomorrow I will finish up the mortise for the tie beam, the housing for the tie beam, and then we have a brace mortise to do. And that'll be it. That'll be the very last wall post for this structure done. You know, upstairs we have some queen posts and things like that, but they're a lot smaller. They'll be a lot faster to cut. So I won't have to do, really, I shouldn't have to do much handsaw work on those up above at all. So excited about that. So anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching. I will catch you guys on the next one.